What's happening, y'all? We back in the house. It is Monday, the 12th. Look at that. It's time to have some fun, guys. Come on into the party. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to come on and join us, all my regular crew, and we'll get started. Check out my face, guys. Trying to grow this beard out. Got myself some, some Scott Porter? My Scott Porter stuff that came in. My beard is starting to feel a little bit softer. And I'm actually enjoying it. What I haven't done, though, is I haven't shaved my head. So making me look a little bit different. I'm trying a new look for right now. Come on in, guys. We're going to have some fun this show. And I can't wait to give you guys the game on what's going on with the job market and what you can do to prepare yourself for the job market, because something big is going to happen this year. Something big is going to happen this year. We have tariffs that's causing all sorts of chaos. But guess what? There was a potential chance that some of those tariffs are on hold for 90 days, at least the ones in China. And guess what it did to the stock market today? Metro booming. Hopefully you guys have been investing for the long term. Hopefully you bought during the time when everybody was under panic. Oh man, the markets look like crap. Our president is doing all this crazy stuff. That was buying opportunities, guys. It was buying opportunities. If you weren't buying, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for, or if you sold, I feel real bad for you as well, because guys, it was a clean opportunity for you to get your money up during that time. Stuff was on discount by 30 and 40%. Now they're back up higher than it was before he took office. What a remarkable recovery that we've had in the stock market, guys. Now, this is something that just is happening, and it's going to be a whole bunch of ebbs and flows to this whole thing. But if you're talking about getting your money right, hopefully you guys did long-term invest into the right stocks, into the market, guys. Come on into the party, man. Come on into the party. I can't wait to see you guys. Let me know who's all in the house. We got the life of Cam in the house. Good day, Mr. Wade. My beard. Put yours to shame. Oh, man. The life of Cam says, I put 30K in S&P 500 2 weeks ago. I love it. See, and I bet already, Life of Cam, your money's up. Life of Cam said he put 30K in the S&P 2 weeks ago. And of course, that was down. That's when the market was down. And I bet today, Life of Cam made a whole bunch of money. You put 30K in, I guarantee you made about $6,000, $7,000, maybe even $10,000 today. That's what happens when you invest your money, when the opportunities are present. That's what happens when you invest your money, when you have money, when you work hard, when you put your money towards the good things, when you have a high paying job. That's what happens, man. You get rewarded by these opportunities like that. And this is some of the things that happens very rare. I mean, like very rare do you get opportunities like this where you have market conditions. And if you are one of those people who aren't emotional and you just understand that it's going to always bounce back, you are in a good position. Good to see you, NC Realtor. Good to see you today. Guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We are on season 2, episode 19. We are moving right along. Hopefully you guys had a good Mother's Day weekend, had an opportunity to celebrate the wonderful women in your life, the wonderful moms in your life. I had a chance to celebrate my beautiful wife, Teresa, in her being the wonderful mom that she is to our kids, Ariana and Aegis, and not just our kids, but to a wonderful wife to me. Teresa is a woman that makes my life easier. She makes our kids' life easier. She makes the world a better place. That's what my wife does. And we celebrated her yesterday. And also, celebrated my mom. I didn't get a chance to see her, but I had a chance to text her. And she knows how much she means to me. A wonderful mom that I have. And she raised a group of kids that are doing well in life. So hopefully you guys had a chance to celebrate the wonderful moms in your life and your family, and you guys show them how much you value them. But I would tell you like this, it shouldn't just come down to Mother's Day. It should be every single day. You should be valuing the moms in your life. That's what you should be doing. Show appreciation whenever you had an opportunity to talk. I don't talk to my mom as often. We talk probably like once every week or once every other week. But when we get a chance to talk, it's always a good conversation. It is always a good conversation. And my mother-in-law as well, too. So fantastic conversation. This weekend was Mother's Day, of course. We had a whole bunch of sports going on. A lot of victories. My daughter's team won. It's very proud to see that, a team that could started off winning their first game, then they went 4 games without winning a game, and then they finally won their second game. So now they're 2-5. It's good to see that they are growing and developing. And I would tell you like this, guys, as a coach, as a coach who came in to help out third game of the season when I just saw things just was not looking good, to help out the coach. Whenever people need help, you need to step up. That's just in general in life. Whenever people need help, you need to step up. And not only that, your expectations, what I've learned is that I have to make sure I set the realistic expectations. I'm used to winning. I'm used to winning at just about everything that I do. And, when you're working with a group of people who don't have the foundation that you are building, it takes a little bit longer for you to win. So your expectations shouldn't be as high. And I had to learn that myself, right? It's almost as if like, you have a baby and you raise that baby to be what you want it to be. And it's perfect, right? But now you got to raise somebody else's baby and you got to the transformation needs to happen. And sometimes that transformation takes a lot longer. So that's one thing I had to realize as a coach for my daughter's basketball team. But I am happy at the progress. I've learned a lot. I've learned how to deal with women and girls, especially at that age, 10, 9, 11. Lots of fun. A good opportunity for me to learn and grow. And I love putting myself into different challenges and different positions where I get an opportunity to learn and grow. My boys basketball team, my son's basketball team, we got our butt smacked to a team that we beat before in the beginning of the season. They beat us real bad. Our guys didn't come to play. That's just what happens sometimes. And that's another thing you guys have to understand as well, too. And this is, and I'm talking about it like it's basketball, but it's also in life, right? Like this happens whenever you're coaching individuals as well, too, because I am a career coach to a lot of individuals as well, too. And it happens in life. Sometimes you get your butt whipped. Sometimes it takes a long time to transform, right? It could be like, the situation could be like Cleveland. Cleveland is the number 1 team in the East Conference, and right now they get the butts whipped by the Pacers and almost got beat by 50 yesterday, right? So it depends on who shows up. It depends on what the coaching is like. It depends on if somebody's sick or not. And you have to have patience. And what I've learned is that I can't take every single defeat as personal. I can't take it personally. And I can't take it as something that I'm responsible for, because at the end of the day, some people are responsible for the team winning or losing. That's just what it is. Football team, we dominated the number 1 team. So we had a good win yesterday. That was, put it like this, guys, fantastic weekend. That's what happened. A fantastic weekend celebrating the wife, mom, and full of sports. So hopefully you guys had a fantastic weekend as well. Good to see you. Professor Block Ops. Yep. Shout out to your Indiana Pacers, man. They're out there dominating right now, putting a beat down on Cleveland. Something that I didn't think that was going to happen. I seriously thought that Cleveland was going to be the team that comes out of the Eastern Conference and give Boston a run for their money. But I don't see that happening anymore. I think Indiana's going to take it out of that series. Operators take over. Good to see you, man. Say peace and blessings, family. Big brother Antoine, I sent you something on LinkedIn. I would appreciate your feedback, family. I got it. I got to get reading to it, brother Scott. I will take a look at it. I certainly will take a look at it this week, my man. I definitely will. NC Realtor says, enjoyed spending Mother's Day with my 2 daughters and my grandbaby. Good. Awesome, NC Realtor. I'm sure you were celebrated. I'm sure they made you feel good. I love that. I love that you had a chance to spend some time with your family. Nobody Rose in the house says, my mom did a great job also. My brother and sister are doing excellent. Ain't that a blessing to have moms who have just done a fantastic job? I think about my mom and I think about, the kids that she's raised. Me and my sisters are very close. Me and my brother used to be very close, but we're not as close as we were before. But needless to say, this is an absolutely fantastic job, right? And, it's one of those situations where you see other people's families and you see, things that other people have gone through. And you just only can say, it was God and it was my mom. And, because my mom and dad divorced when I was 11. So, it was a difficult time, but mom held it together. She held it together, got around the right community, and did a fantastic job of raising a group of boys and a group of girls. And we all turned out to be very, very well. I would say I'm probably the nutty one out of all of them. I'm probably the nutty one, but also at the same time, that comes with the territory. You're going to have some nuts in the family every once in a while. Who's in the house? Anthony says, Wolves and Knicks finals calling. You know what? The Wolves and the Knicks, man, that's going to be a good one. That would be, I don't think the Knicks are going to come out of the East, man. Although they do look good with Cat. They do look good. I don't think they come out of the East, though. Darkman Jeff, what's good, Antoine Chat? Good to see you, man. Life of Cam says, sports teaches a lot of life lessons. Wrestling taught me as a teen how to take an L, keep it moving, and try to harder next time. I like it. Sports teaches you a lot, guys. You're absolutely right. And that's why I love it so much. And I didn't, I always used to use sports analogies in corporate talks. But now that I'm coaching, I use it even more because it equates to just about everything in life. If you come on the practice field or you come on the court and you're not giving effort, that's how people are going to notice you in life, because sometimes you don't give effort, right? If you're that person that shows up every single day and you put in the work, sometimes you don't always get rewarded for it. And you can be the person who is solid. I said this to my son the other night. You know what? We gave the game winner to somebody who got one pass, and he scored on multiple sides of the ball, on defense, on the pick six, and a receiving touchdown. And he didn't get the game winner or the game ball. It is because sometimes life ain't fair. Sometimes coaches give the ball or the game ball or the reward to people who has shown a bit of efforts. Hopefully they can turn it around. And these are life lessons that you have in life sometimes as well, too. And I take that and I talk to my son about these things all the time. So that's about building man, building character, building women, building character, all that sort of stuff. But guys, man, we're going to have a good show today. Let me move on from the personal talks here. Let's get on to the show, man. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, we're going to be talking about how TikTok is exposing companies using artificial intelligence to interview people. Can you guys believe this right now? That the AI boom has taken over so much that now that companies are using artificial intelligence, AI, to interview people instead of it actually having somebody across the screen interviewing you. That's lazy and that's crazy. And TikTok is exposing that. We're also going to be talking about layoffs that most recently happened. You guys know I have to talk about the layoffs. You know I have to talk about the economy. You know I have to give you guys some game on what you need to be looking for. And I'm going to be talking also about why you better start tracking your wins at work. That's going to be probably the first thing I talk about, because I think it's very important to set the scene on how you guys should be preparing for the layoffs that's going to potentially be coming your way. If it ain't this year, it's going to be next year. It's going to be one of these years that you're going to hit it. So you might as well be prepared for it. So that's where I'm going to start off with, guys. I came across this article on Business Week. And, it was something that I said that I wanted to share with you guys. What did I want to share? Because we talk about layoffs all the time. And this is something that I want to give you guys some game on to prevent yourself from getting laid off. I had a conversation today with somebody that I work with that was basically bullshitting me. You know what I mean? BSing me. And I had to have a frank and honest conversation with this individual. I had to share with them that, hey, you know what? I'm in sales and I hear bullshit all the time. I hear it all the time. And I don't need you to be telling me BS. I need to see receipts. I need for you to show me exactly what you're doing. I don't need to see your workflows. I need to show me exactly what you're doing. And he got it, right? But I had to have that sort of constructive feedback kind of conversation with him. And I also showed him how I respond back to my leaders and bosses. And when I have a conversation with them, when I tell them the stuff that I'm doing, I show them receipts. I'll share my screen. I'll share the emails, whatever the situation is, so that they're completely in the loop. Well, this is what you're going to have to be doing as well, too, in the market that we're in right now, guys. It's very important for you to be able to share what you're doing. And, I think Elon Musk did this to the government, where he sent them an email saying, you should send me the top 3 things that you're working on by the end of the week. And people were all upset about it. Oh man, I'm not sending in anything. Who is he to be telling me? And he said, you're not going to send it to me. You're going to be fired, right? Well, this is companies are playing hardball. They're going hardcore right now. And that's what this Business Insider article was talking about. Let me give you guys a lowdown on it. It's called Why You Better Start Tracking Your Wins at Work. Because they're watching you. Let me give you guys some game real quick. Companies are going hard right now. They're watching every single move that you make. They're looking at performance reviews. And that's not just a formality anymore. One time it was a formality to have a performance review. But performance reviews right now are being used to cut people. So let me ask you guys this. This is a good, honest question, and I want your feedback in the chat. And guys, let's get active in the chat today because I'm feeling excellent. I'm feeling, you might see me go off tangent a bit. Let me make sure, first of all, I don't have the echo going on. Oh, crap. I got the echo going on. Let me get rid of the echo. All right, let me get rid of the echo. Hopefully the echo is gone. But hopefully you guys are aware that layoffs are occurring. And if you watch this channel, I know you are aware. But my question for you is this. What is it that your manager would say about you in a closed room? And the real question I want you guys to answer for me is this. Would your manager actually be able to explain your value without you laying it out for him? That's the question I got for you guys. Would your manager be able to explain your value to his manager, the CEO of the company, without you laying it out for him? And I want to see you guys' response on that too. Let me repeat that question. Would your manager be able to explain your value without you laying it out for him? Let me tell you like this, man. The pandemic, it gave workers a whole bunch of grace, right? People got an opportunity to work from home. People got an opportunity to do whatever they wanted to do. The Great Resignation after the pandemic, it gave the employees a whole bunch of leverage. Companies were doing whatever they could to keep employees in the office and building offices and giving all kinds of perks and giving people all kinds of crazy salaries. People making $500,000 a year. You guys remember that time? That wasn't a long time ago. But I'm going to tell you like this. That season is over and the market has cooled down a significant amount. And companies are back ranking, rating, and cutting underperformers. You guys saw it from Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. They're openly shifting how they compensate people and how they reward high performers. And it's not on tenure. It's not on what the new buzzword right now is, vibes. Everybody want to talk about, oh man, you got some good vibes, man. Everybody want to talk about vibes. It's not on tenure. It's not on vibes. It's based on your performance. That's what it's based on. How are you performing at the company that you're working with? Let me tell you guys this. You need to be documenting everything that you do. Don't wait for your manager to notice your hard work. I always tell you guys, if you've been watching me for a long time, you keep a brag book. Keep your brag book, keep your receipts in the folder with your name on it. Start tracking your wins. Start tracking every win, every dollar you save for the company, every process that you improve, every client that you made happy. Make it measurable, make it factual. And this isn't just about being humble, and there's no time to be humble anymore. All the stuff that your mom and your grandfather and your mom and your uncles and your aunties told you guys, be humble, just accept everything that they want. No, track everything. Tell them Uncle Antoine told you guys to start tracking absolutely everything and share it with your manager. Share it with the people around you. Brag. If you put up 5 points in a game, say you put up 5 points in a game to help them win. If you got 2 steals and that's all you got, say you got 2 steals. If you got a penalty, say you got a penalty. Track it. It's time to be strategic. It is time to be strategic in your job, guys. If you want to bulletproof your job, if you want to be on a job for a very long time without you getting fired or without you getting laid off, you should be asking your manager, what does success look like for me this quarter? If you're in sales, it's probably easy. You're getting your quota, right? If you're in some other role, project management, you need to understand what the success looks like for you. Maybe it's completing your project. Maybe it's completing under budget. If you are a software developer, if you're a software engineer, maybe it's getting this code committed in a certain time or getting these defects done or resolved. Whatever it is, you should ask your manager, what does success look like this quarter? You should also define what metrics define top performance. Something that I always told you guys, ask your manager, what does good look like? WGLL, what does good looks like? If you can do that, if you can say that and you can deliver on those performances each quarter, you're going to get promoted. You would get promoted if you ask the questions of what's going to make me an exceptional team member. And you get the answers to that and you deliver to that, you're going to get promoted. You're going to get the money. But don't sit back and brag and or not brag and be humble and try to think that just flying under the radar is going to be what gets you paid. It's not what gets you paid. Be out there, share what you're doing, get it done, because that's what companies are doing right now. They're playing hardcore and they are eliminating people who aren't showing their value. Okay. At the end of the day, it's about results. And if you can show results, more doors are going to open for you. Now, I'll tell you like this. Don't be one of those loudies, right? You know, oftentimes people say, the loudest person who barks or the squeaky wheel gets the most attention. I'm not saying be the squeaky wheel. I'm saying be smart. I'm saying run your boss, your leaders, every tiny win that you have. Run it to them. Pass it to them like a baton. Okay? Run it to them. And you're going to see that if you do that, they're going to know your value. And if you keep a list of all the things that you are doing, when it comes down to the review, your review is going to be stacked. And when it comes down to layoffs and who's going to get cut, you won't be on that list. You won't be on that list. It's that simple. If you're trying to make a move internally or you want to apply it somewhere else, your new manager is going to want to see how you performed at that other company. You're going to want to put that on your resume. You're going to want to put that on your LinkedIn. They want to ask about outcomes. They want to ask about, how do you deliver results? It's not about the effort. It's not about your attitude. It's about the results. That's why numbers win. That's why you see people putting numbers on their resume. It's about objectivity. What did you do to help deliver results at the last company that you're working at? And if you have a brag book, you can easily do that. You can easily do that. At the end of the day, guys, I'm put it like this. When you think about your career, you're not just an employee, so don't think about it anymore. I had to make that transition in my life, and I had to make that transition in my mind a lot. You're not just an employee. You're your own brand. If you don't advocate for yourself, nobody will do it for you. You think somebody has your back, but everybody's looking out for themselves. Everybody has their own baby to carry. Everybody has their own work to do. Nobody's thinking about you. And if you don't share it with anybody, you don't share your wins, you're not going to get the money. You're not going to get the money. If you're the type of person, like think about sports stars, right? And this is why I love sports. Devontae Adams, great receiver. He's gone from Green Bay to the Jets, I believe, to Oakland. And now he's with the LA Rams. They wanted him. He's valuable. They're paying him a whole bunch of money. Well, he has the results. He can talk about those results. If he didn't have those results, he wouldn't be getting paid. He's his own brand. There's a whole bunch of people who came before Devontae Adams and still in the league right now or potentially out of the league right now that probably had solid numbers but didn't speak up, didn't talk, didn't share their worth, didn't help out with the teammates, didn't show themselves as leaders. You have to speak up for yourself if you want to get paid. Track your wins, guys. That's the whole point. that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, let's talk about the layoffs. Let's talk about the layoffs, man. Z Collab says, I'm ticketing. The ticketing system won't cover the 30% other things you address via email or Slack or Teams. Document. It only takes 15 minutes of your day. It's true. Document all your work. Ant Dog says, I'm one of the 3 data engineers on my team. Our impact is pretty visible. That's good, but still you want to document it because at the end of the day, you think it's visible. But if somebody came to your manager and your manager had one of those days where they're just like, I don't know, I got 3 data engineers and maybe I say 2 of them are doing the work and the other one is not doing the work. You better make sure you document and you share that with them. Don't sit here and think that somebody's going to say it for you and do it for you. Darkman Jess says, make sure y'all hit the like button as you enter the chat. I love it. I appreciate you, man. Damien says, yep, I'm taking stuff off on my manager's plate and showing results. You got to. You absolutely have to. If you don't, they're going to find somebody else who will. They will find somebody else who will, guys. Let's move on to the next subject here. I want to share with you guys the month of May has been brutal when it comes down to layoffs. Absolutely brutal. I used Perplexity. I told you guys. I gave myself a nice little nice little prompt a little bit ago. I asked that prompt, what let me go back to my other prompt. Man, I messed up my prompt just now. Perplexity and messed me up. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna use Perplexity in live right now. Check this out. What companies across all industries layoffs in the month of May? Boom. 2025. Let's find this out real quick. I want to show you guys how many layoffs there have been in 2025, in May 2025. So far this month. Nearly 130 U.S. companies have announced job cuts this month, impacting technology, retail, finance, healthcare, education, logistics, and more. It's about to get ugly, guys. Technology companies like Panasonic Holding announced 10,000 job cuts across the globe, 4% of their workforce, focusing on reductions on non-growth areas like TVs and industrial products. Y'all know Panasonic. One of y'all used to have those Panasonic plasma TVs. Getting rid of them. They're getting rid of it. CrowdStrike, based in Austin, laying off 5% of its global workforce, equating to around 500 people. That's a lot of people, guys. And I will tell you like this, CrowdStrike ain't doing too bad. Now, they did have that major outage last year where they got that black eye. You guys remember that. CrowdStrike had that big outage. Next, the people couldn't fly home and, people's computers weren't working. We had individuals who had to go in at night and early in the morning to repair what was going on. People's outlook was down. That's CrowdStrike. But they announced a 5% layoff. General Fusion, 25% layoff. Workday laying off 1,700 employees. Okta, 180. Microsoft, additional layoffs in the Azure cloud unit, about 1,500 employees. Retail, Amazon, Macy's, Chewy, Big Lots, Party City, Michael's Cookies, all having layoffs. JP Morgan announced layoffs. Wells Fargo announced layoffs. Citigroup announced they're cutting 4,500 jobs. This is the month of May. FedEx announced layoffs. UPS, this is the big one, guys. UPS is eliminating 20,000 jobs in 2025, beginning May 1st. All you guys out there, you ladies out there like those UPS men. They got those big arms and they come around in the nice little brown suits. You're not going to be seeing that guy coming across your house anymore, delivering your wine and your cookies and whatever else you guys haven't delivered from Amazon. A lot of those guys are not going to have jobs. They're not going to have jobs because they're going to be getting laid off. Southern California Edison announced layoffs. Healthcare, American Medical Response, Blue Cross Blue Shield of California, Boston Scientific, Starbucks announced layoffs. Education, Hopkins University, Catholic Charities. All these guys have announced layoffs. Check out the numbers here. Technology leads the way. Banking and finance. Retail is next. Food service, education, nonprofit. All these companies are laying off. All these industries are laying off. It's going to be impacting a whole bunch of people. A lot of people are saying it's because the tariffs, right? A whole bunch of products not coming over, especially what's impacting retail. A lot of people are saying it's AI. A lot of people are saying it's corporate greed. A lot of people are saying it's the profits. Whatever it is, you guys let me know. What do you think it is? That's what I want to know. You guys are all smart in the chat here. What do you think it is? I have an inclination. It's a combination of a whole bunch of things. Combination of corporate greed, combination of tariffs, combination of technology that's causing a whole bunch of this. But either way, there's a whole bunch of layoffs. Now let's get into some of the people talking about the layoffs, because I want to give you guys an opportunity to hear from the people
I just got home from being laid off as.
Let's do a little reaction real quick and hear it from the individuals who are experiencing this right now. Check this lady out.
An HR business partner today.
So I got laid off from my job, and I'm so freaking sad.
What you hear about layoffs?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
You gonna lay you off or not?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably.
Why?
I mean, I've already been sent home 3 fucking times. Been drug tested.
Tomorrow is my last day at work. You guys know I got laid off.
I got to pay bills. I got to pay child support. I got to go to court next week. What I'm supposed to do?
Today we let the employees know at our Emporia, Virginia plywood mill that we are ceasing operations as of today.
I've worked here 3.5 years. It's very unsettling. It's very unsettling. Because I have 5 young kids at home. It's very heartfelt because I feel bad for the city of Emporia. I really do, because it's going to crush Emporia.
It's going to cripple this town. You just lost Boar's Head, then lost GP. Ain't going to be nothing left here.
This a loss for me. And then they shut down Boar's Head. I was just about to start at Boar's Head. They shut Boar's Head down.
I just got laid off. I was laid off from my outpatient job, and I was working in a NICU follow-up clinic. I have never experienced something like this before. So I'm doing what any sane person would do, which is I'm eating French fries, waiting to go into Hobby Lobby. I will say I'm very thankful that I work per diem. I do have a second job that I'll just pick up a little bit more at. I don't have benefits through this job, so I'm not taking a hit as much as a lot of the other nurses are, but whoa. I have a lot of feelings about this. I think the biggest one I'm feeling though is disappointment and I'm a little bit angry. This is the first time where I have seen with my own eyes that we treat healthcare like a business. It sucks because at the end of the day, the people who are suffering this layoff the most isn't me. It's not the nurses, although yes, we are suffering. It's the kids. And that's what I'm having such a hard time understanding is why are we doing this when we know the detrimental impact it's going to have on the patients who are the children?
Check that out. You guys heard what she had to say. Nurses. Nurses getting laid off. Nurses are getting laid off right now, man. You know, at one point in time, a couple of years ago, we were talking about how the safe place to be was at healthcare, in healthcare. You remember during COVID, there was essential employees, right? Nurses getting paid a whole bunch of money. Guess what? Hospitals are ran like a business. Hospitals need efficiency. A lot of the hospitals during the COVID time lost a whole bunch of money. A lot of them were sued. So now, of course, it's a business. So what do? They get rid of the nurses. We don't need you anymore. Part-time, full-time, nighttime. We don't need you anymore. And this lady is like, oh, well, I'm just surprised that they treat it like a business. We knew that. Every business, whether it's in the healthcare or not, it's treated like a business. Unfortunately, she was one of the ones that got laid off. The good thing about her situation, though, is that she had something on the side so she could pick up some extra hours. So you're not hearing the story of, oh, my God, I got to rebuild. But here's the thing that nurses have to face right now, too. You also have student loans, right? If they're getting laid off, student loans having to get kicked back in or they have to repay their student loans, right? They don't have any money to do that. Nurses are about to feel it real bad. They're going to be like this. God damn! They're going to be upset. At one point in time, we said healthcare was the place to be, but healthcare is being significantly impacted right now as well. And it's not looking so good for the healthcare industry anymore. The tech industry has gotten it the worst, but healthcare is getting eaten up right now as well. Let's move on to this next one.
Who are the children?
So I got laid off. Yeah, I don't really know how to start this video, how to continue it, but I woke up, got ready, got showered and everything, and got to work. And right away, someone told me, okay, can you walk into my room and let me know that I got laid off? So I'm okay. It's like, I want to cry, but then again, I don't, because it just feels, I don't know. Like, I've always been preparing for this, though, low-key, because at my job there's always been layoffs with today's economy and all that stuff. I've been preparing for it, so it sucks that it had to be me next, because it's nice working, it's nice having a job. Very, very grateful though, because straight out of college they took me in and I gained so much opportunity off of it. And yeah, I'm honestly really, really grateful. It's okay.
I just got home from being laid off as an HR business partner today. It sucks, and all I said to my director was, it caught me off guard, but I'm not surprised. Their initiative to have everyone get together and find a friendly way to cut costs, their inability to promote people and give people raises, cutting budgets in other ways, these are all signs of a layoff. My position was more business partner and strategy, so obviously strategy of moving people forward and growing people means more money. So it makes sense that my position was cut from the rest of the generalist and admin type HR team. So I'm in a state of disassociating right now, and the one thing that I did remember to say is I could request a recommendation on LinkedIn. So yeah.
Big news.
You heard it, HR business partners. You know those HR business partners that are responsible for helping you to do your performance reviews and get those in. Those HR business partners that's responsible for helping you get out of trouble whenever somebody has a complaint against you. Those HR business partners that comes to you and say who needs to be performed, or who is performing, so that you can promote them. Those HR business partners that come to you and say, are you fulfilling your DEI obligations? They're getting laid off right now as well. You just heard her story. She was an HR business partner working with department heads, managers, to help them ensure that their staff is growing. They're promoting. They're getting rid of them. So guess what's happening? Not many promotions. Not many people moving up. If they're getting rid of the HR business partners, you're not going to see very many promotions. You're not going to see very many people happy. You're not going to see all the rewards and the salary increases and the bonuses. You're not going to see that. They're getting rid of that. These are the positions that they're eliminating, guys. She just said it. She just said it. It's insane. We have HR business partners and they typically help us out. But they're getting let go right now. So guess what that means for you? That means that you're not getting ready to get that raise. That's why I started the show, this segment, with what you need to do in order for you to get promoted. What you need to do in order for you to change the game for yourself. You need to document every single win. Because even though you might not have an HR business partner or your manager and so forth that, is really looking out for you, at least you can track your wins so that when you do have your performance review, nothing's going to come as a surprise. If you continue to promote yourself, nothing's going to come as a surprise. It's insane. Check out the next one.
In a state of disassociating right now, and the one thing that I did remember to say is I could request a recommendation on LinkedIn. So yeah.
Big news out of UPS. They're laying off 20,000 employees. And the reason they're doing this is because Amazon shipments are just down that drastically. So this is going to affect about 4% of their workforce.
That's 20,000 employees at UPS, guys. All because of Amazon shipments are down. You guys better start loading up on your Amazon shipments. You need to save people's work. Here's the thing. A lot of people are going to be complaining about all these layoffs, right? But they're not going to do anything to help. They're not going to make any money and say, you know what, I'm going to order more off Amazon and try to save people. Nope, they're not going to do that. So the people at UPS, you got to defend yourself. You have to go about making sure that you're educating yourself. 20%, 20,000, 4% of their workforce is being laid off. All because of Amazon shipments are down. Retail's down. Stuff coming into the country is down. They had a bad deal with Amazon. They weren't making a whole bunch of money with their Amazon deal. That's UPS messing that up themselves. But you heard it. Let's move on to the next one.
5, no job is stable. You could be at a company for 2 months, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, even 30 years.
So I'm at work right now, but I am reading this article from Freight Waves. They're saying that layoffs are going to hit the freight-related companies across Southwest or Southeast. More than 1,800 jobs cut in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina.
So all y'all that are in the logistics industry, that's my industry. I love the logistics industry, right? Logistics, supply chain, that's the space where I grew up in. You know, Freightways. Freightways has the sonar application where they tracked how cargo is moving throughout the United States to determine if there's going to be a recession or not. Freightways is basically saying that the Southeast is getting ready to be hit really hard. Because guess what? If stuff isn't coming to the country, trucks aren't going to be moved. If you guys are a truck driver, you're getting ready to get hit too. You're getting ready to get hit too. Your pockets are going to go slim. Next thing you know, there's going to be another freight recession. Matter of fact, I don't think we got out of the last freight recession where there is more trucks on the road than they were product to move. So, of course, everybody who had trucks and didn't have any product to move, you went out of business. And the bigger companies who had the cash to take the lower rate, they held on and they took your cookies. That's what happened in the freight industry. And a lot of companies are still going out of business in the freight industry. Yellow, the big freight carrier, they went out of business after 110 years, a year or two ago. You got some other ones that are going to be doing the exact same thing. It's about to get bad, guys. He's telling you. He just told you.
So, question is, are we doing great yet?
100 companies just announced that they are doing massive layoffs. I have a very, very strong feeling this is only the beginning of this. The way that things have been going lately, I have a feeling this is going to be like record-breaking data, even within just the next few months. So Joann's was one, but that's not a surprise because they're closing all of their stores. Walgreens, Intel, FedEx, Neiman Marcus, John Deere, Macy's. Macy's just closed 66 stores, but they're looking to close at least 150 this year. I saw something else about Forever 21 closing their corporate headquarters and laying off hundreds and hundreds of people. Estee Lauder, Starbucks, Kohl's, Walmart all have layoffs in the works. And as we have noticed, the theme of this year is if this doesn't directly affect me, then I don't care.
That's where the issue comes in at, guys. A lot of you guys are ignoring this right now. You're like, this doesn't bother me. This is not me. This is not going to happen to me. I'm Big John. I'm Big Coop. I'm Big Mark. I'm Big Jessica. I'm corporate. Guess who the people they've been getting rid of? The middle managers, upper managers. That's what's happening. It's happening across the board. So don't think it's not going to impact you. You better be on your P's and Q's. You better be documenting all your wins. I just started the show off with that. I'm telling you. You better be documenting your work. You better be showing your value. You may be next.
Because maybe this is not you being laid off. This kind of thing tends to have a snowball effect. So while these companies are laying off people, those people have less spending power.
I was just told.
That's a good point, Denise. Denise brought up a good point today. Denise says, but I thought we came to a trade deal with China today. Boy, oh boy, ain't we happy that that happened. Because look at what companies already have done. And are they going to reverse this by the time that trade deal, are companies going to reverse their decisions? No, they're not. They're not going to reverse these decisions. They're going to say, we're moving forward as is. We're moving forward as is. Now, the stock market, think about what the stock market did today, Denise. Stock market went out 11 basis points. Huge gains for today. Life of Cam made a whole bunch of money today. He said he put 30,000 in the S&P last week, or last 2 weeks. And you saw what the market looked like today. Guess why the market's responding? Because companies have already made a decision to cut cost. And what is that going to do? Is that's going to increase their profits. EPS is going to go up. They're going to hit their numbers. So of course that's going to look good. Are they going to reverse what they're doing because of this China deal? No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Companies are going to do even more because at the end of the day, what they're doing, what they're ready for is they want to go public. They want to show that they're profitable. If they're not able to grow top line revenue, they're going to make sure that they're a profitable company. And what do you do with profits? How do you get profits? You got to cut the expenses. And who are the expenses? The majority of them, people. So they're going to continue to lay off, even with this China deal on pause or the China tariffs on pause for the next 90 days. I don't see it happening because the stock market is booming. And it may get, I think it's going to get even higher because of the profits that these companies are going to realize. It's going to be insane. So you got to ask yourself the question, guys. What's really happening here? Is companies just, taking ownership again? Has the pendulum just completely swung the other way? It was the employees at one point in time was like dictating, I want this. Now the companies are like, I have this. You work for me now. You're going to come into the office. It's because with the market being the way it is, if you don't come into the office, I can find somebody else who's cheaper and who's going to be willing to do the work. And not only that, I can find them out of the country. That's how it is. It's insane.
30 minutes before my shift ended, that I am part of budget cuts. And I've been laid off effective June 2nd. Yay!
So I got laid off from my job. And I'm so freaking sad about that. It happened last week and it was almost in the middle of work. And you just get this email saying, we had to let you go because of budget cuts. There was no performance issues. It's just, we can't have you. And they didn't have the audacity to even, bring you in and let you know to your face. Companies don't care about you. And they will let you go even though you give them overtime. Even though you work hard. Even though there's people that have been working there for freaking ever. And they just get let go. And they're expected to look somewhere else. When they believed in that mission, when it was their passion to work there and serve people, that is the saddest thing ever. I felt my feelings last week. I put my headphones on, listened to Billie Eilish. I was sad, and I gotta admit. But I'm not that sad anymore. But I'm angry because even though they wronged me and all my coworkers that got laid off, I think that it's worth protecting the rest of the people that work there. We're not gonna just forget about it and leave people to their own devices and struggle and have to face the same ending as we did.
You said a whole bunch there, man. She said a whole bunch there, and Tech Bag Trey hit it with his chat just now. Tech Bag Trey hit it. He said she messed up when she thought that the company cared about her. Ain't that right? She messed up when she thought the company cared about her. It's true. It's true. Stevenson says these companies ain't loyal. Orlando, my boy Orlando, absolutely. He says it all the time. They're not loyal, and a lot of us wear our position on our sleeves, thinking that we are one with the company, and they're loyal to us. And we go about our day wearing a VP title and the director title and the project manager title, and we look down on others because they don't have the same title and whatnot. And this is kind of the stuff that happens. Then you're left on TikTok with a video with some sad music behind it. That's what's happening. That was one of that music, it sounded like, those commercials when you hear, when you see the dogs and stuff like that are struggling in different countries and stuff like that. They're like, adopt a dog or whatever it is. And they're in a cage and looking sad. That's what that music sounded like just now. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Or the old commercials where it was some kids, in a foreign country or whatever it is, and it could have been here in the United States. in somebody's house, but they made it seem like it was in Africa or Asia somewhere. Oh man, that was terrible, man. They made it seem like it was real bad for her. Let's move on, guys.
We're calling the meeting today because unfortunately we had to make the very difficult decision to do several layoffs, as we all know, because of the loss of federal funding. So the agency, the admin, had tried to do everything possible in their hands to mitigate the issue and try to work on things, but sadly we do not have the possibility right now to keep you in your current position or offer you a different one at this time. But
I know that God is faithful and He has a plan for me. He has a plan for my family, and everything I truly believe happens for a reason, and He's going to provide. I know that He is going to provide, and I'm going to be able to share what He has done for us.
I'm not laughing at her, guys. I'm laughing at y'all in the chat, man. Y'all. Dark Man just says, man, that and the starving kids overseas, man. It's realistic. I thought you added that sad music. I did not, guys. That was not me. I didn't know that it was in the video, but it was hilarious. Denise says, extended bellies from malnutritious. Oh, guys. Oh, man. Darkman just says 60 cents a day will feed and save this child from hunger. That's exactly the music that was playing on that video. That's exactly the music. And it plays in my head, too. I'm like, you guys remember that? I'm glad that you guys remember that. But this previous lady, she was praying some Brandon Lake. You know, I trust in God who saved the West. You know, it's you got to rely on whatever it is that's going to get you through the situation that you're in when you get laid off. Right? Could be God, it could be your friends, could be booking a coaching session with me. I would prefer that. God, I'm just going to plug myself like that. I'm going to do that because I have helped hundreds of people, thousands of people to get back on their feet and understanding what is it that they need to do whenever they have a situation like this. She's trusting in God. I would say to do the same thing if you're a religious person, okay? But you know what? These things really hurt people. They do hurt people, guys. Let's move on to this next one, and I'm going to jump into the next segment after this next one.
Okay, so I got laid off today, and I just want to know, like, when this happens, what do you do? Like my whole week was set up and meal prepped and everything according to, like, around work, and there's no work to go to tomorrow. So, like I clocked out today knowing that there's no work. Like, my brain, like, I just need to cut that off. Like, stop thinking about what you have to do, projects that need to be done, reports that need to be ran tomorrow, because they don't. And, like, I know tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, oh, let me walk to my desk and cut on my laptop. And then, like, it's none of that to do. Like, is there an instruction manual? Like, are there steps? Like, if you've been laid off before, what did you do?
At this point,
it's tough. It is absolutely tough, right? And it's, you know, it catches a lot of people by surprise. It's a shock. It hurts the soul. It hurts the feeling. It hurts. It takes an emotional toll on a lot of people, and people don't know where they are going to go. You know, one of the things that I see in the comments over here is by Z Collab. Says, guys, when you get laid off, do not rush to tap into your savings. Immediately grab a side hustle such as Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash. Smart man. And some people don't even think that is an option for them. I would even say this. You need to tap into your network. You need to put it out there. Don't be afraid. Tap into your network. Call up people. See what the options that they have, or if they have anybody who they would recommend. Or if they would recommend you. You should definitely be reaching out to your network during that time. You should also be reaching out to a coach that's going to help you get your resume ready and your LinkedIn ready. It's insane. It's tough that there are hundreds of thousands of people that are experiencing this right now. And I'm just letting you guys know because I want you to prepare for it. I want you to prepare for it. And Elle says it really does appear that you're laughing at these poor people. I'm not laughing at these poor people at all. What I was laughing at was the music that was going on. Because if you put music like that if you grew up when, during the times that I grew up, where they used to have these commercials of kids with the extended belly and they have that same sort of music out there, it makes you laugh because if it's just a layoff and you have kids who are starving, which one is worse? Which one is worse? That's for you guys to decide. But I will tell you like this, that music was hilarious. All right, so I want to move on from the layoffs piece of it. You guys see that this is happening across the board on multiple aspects and in multiple industries. Be prepared for it, guys. I start up this live segment with understanding how you can prevent this from happening to yourself, at least trying to. And a lot of it is just you doing the work and showing your results, having your brag book. But now let's move on to what companies are doing at this point in time. If you get laid off and you're looking for another job, in TikTok right here, they went after some companies, guys. They went after some companies. This is what's happening right now for people who have gotten laid off before or people who are looking for a new job and they go do interviews. This is what's happening. Check it out.
Use vertical bar Pilates hop. Pilates vertical bar 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 Pilates. I Pilates vertical bar 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 Pilates to Pilates vertical bar 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 Pilates vertical I.
Hello?
Hi, thank you so much for joining the interview today. I am so excited to talk to you and get to know more about you. For our first question, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when, let's.
I think the internet's breaking up or something.
Tell me about a time when, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when, let's.
These companies are so loyal that you spend your time to get dressed and nice and ready, put on a nice little tie, right? Put a nice little suit jacket on, get prepared, get your little setup right. You got your background clear to get rid of all the extra clutter and all this other stuff, right? You want to look nice. You went and got your hair cut. You had the hair did. You went and got your nails done. You want to look good on the camera. You want to look good. You get yourself some nice little lighting. You put it up so that you look good on camera. Then you get into an interview. You click the button over here. Get there. Next thing you know, you see a little face on the other side. And the face isn't a live face. The face is a thumbnail of some lady. And then they ask you a question. Hey, how are you doing today? And you respond, good. And you realize that it is actually a recording and it is AI and it's trying to pick up on your voice, but it gets stuck in a loop. And it gets stuck in a loop and it gets stuck in a loop. It keeps saying the same exact thing. This is what's happening to people right now who are going on interviews. That's what's happening to people who are going on interviews. They are getting to the interview and they're getting in. And instead of them having an interview with somebody who looks like you or me or whoever else or however you look, they're having an interview with a AI agent. They're having interviews with an AI agent. Is that a company that you want to work for? Is that a company that values their employees? Is that a company that says that they treat people fair? I don't think so. You guys tell me. That's what's happening right now. Check out the rest of this video.
When, let's circle back. Tell
Just
me about
repeating,
a time
I don't-
when, let's circle back. Tell me about a
I
time
don't even know what to do.
When, let's. Tell me about a time when. When, let's circle back. Tell me about a time when. When, let's. Our interview. Thank you so much for answering the questions. I got a lot of great information
I didn't get to answer a question.
and it was really nice to meet you. We will be sending you a follow-up email here shortly about the interview and the next steps.
You guys saw that. Absolutely terrible.
Thanks, you will start on Monday.
Huh?
No, I will start on Monday.
Wait, what?
I've been in 2 of these interviews so far. I did my second one last night and I got oppositionally defiant towards it. I went to school for AI programming and data analytics and have been trying to get into a position for the last year. And I have been through 2 of these interviews with the AI interview chatbots, and it is completely unnerving. And last night I just sat back in my chair and crossed my arms and got pissed off at the thing. And I was just every sentence that I ended, I was like, I hope that makes sense so that it could register that I was done speaking. And it wouldn't just be this awkward conversation between me and this chatbot. Companies who are doing this is I didn't expect it to be one of the first things that they're going to replace is a hiring manager.
I want to make this very clear, guys. It's coming for everybody. They're trying it for everything. And here's a piece of it. Coding, you're at risk. HR business partners, you're at risk. Hiring managers, you're at risk. HR in general, you're at risk. Just about every position where you are helping the company out in some sort of operational form that isn't necessarily tied to revenue, you are at risk. Because guess what companies are doing? They are exploring the idea of what is possible. And they have transformation officers inside of these companies, and they have little tiger teams inside of these companies. And their job is to leverage AI to see how they can continue to improve efficiency. And that is looking at everything inside of a company. So their Team Doge for the U.S. government, how they went and slashed over 217,000 jobs for the U.S. government and saving billions of dollars. Tiger teams are inside your companies right now doing the exact same thing, looking for ways to replace you by buying Salesforce agents and Tungsten agents and UiPath agents. And they're saying, you know what, let's just give this a try. And then they say, all right, well, let's just give it a try. You know what, let's try it for hiring somebody. We just give it a try. And then they set it up. And next thing you know, they get you on the interview. And you see this little thumbnail and it tries to talk to you and you try to talk to it and it gets stuck in a loop. And they get that data and they say, you know what? I didn't work out that time. But they don't send you an email to say, I apologize that our agent didn't do well. They just say, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. And then that feeds into the data to make it even better. Then that feeds into the data that makes it even better. Then that feeds into the data that makes it even better. And then eventually what it's going to do is going to be at a point where it is going to be able to replace a human. And then once that happens, they're going to be able to sell that in masses. And there are going to be shifts into people who are doing recruiting, and they're going to be shifts in the people who are doing whatever it is that these agents are built for. That's what's happening right now. In fact, I came across an article this past weekend about how the nerds, the hands-on nerd managers, are going to be a thing now. You know, the managers people who get promoted because they are so skilled at what they do and they go become managers. It's no longer the people managers that are going to be the ones who are the ones who are going to be the most employable. No, they're going to be the hands-on skillful managers. Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to have hands-on skilled managers who are going to leverage agents to do more work instead of staff and teams. That's going to be the future. So you better be ready to skill up, guys, because you're going to have little Johnny over there who you looked at one point in time as weird and awkward and you didn't care about people and socially awkward. But Johnny is really skilled at putting together timelines. And he's really good at executing on deliverables. And he's really good at software. And he's really good at Excel. And he's really good at PowerPoint. Well, Johnny with some agents that he doesn't have to talk to anybody. He doesn't have to worry about you yelling at him. He doesn't have to worry about you coming into the office and telling him that he's weird and making fun of him. He's going to have these little AI agents that does all that for him. And Johnny's going to be getting paid. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. This is the future. It's replacing anything and everything.
Being a chatbot, it doesn't, like, I am working and want work in this field. But interviewing with a chatbot, like, I have people skills. So I see what they're doing here and I understand the plot, but I'm not going to work for any company that does this. And I'd suggest you don't either. AI is supposed to make our lives easier and better, and if you're making my job harder in an interview process, which is already hard enough, it's already strenuous enough, I am not good in these interviews, and I've come to realize that I am having to study how to talk in these interviews because it's so dehumanizing and it's so disconnected from actually being human. And now they want to use chatbots to interview people, like getting into the tech world. Who knows what other type of companies are going to start adopting this practice. And so that means people learning a whole other skill about knowing how to talk to a chatbot, which is completely inhuman. It's just fact-based, no room for nuance. And the ATS tracking on the resumes is a whole other level. But if I end up working in an AI role, I'm hoping that I get some sort of AI harm reduction, because this is going to spiral and more people need to get into this line of work. If you're going to learn data analytics and AI programming, which everybody really should understand and like actually learn what it means to work with these models. Not necessarily code, but to work with the models like in your daily life. They're going to help you. But if you want to get into this line of work, please get into harm reduction and security. And I don't know how we can stop these companies from doing these fucking AI interviews, but I will not be trying to work with any company that's going to do that. Period.
I thought.
You see it. You see it, guys. You heard it. Here's another one.
Things were bad when people were applying to jobs and not getting any email back, whether it was rejection or accepted. But I think it's infinitely worse for any company that is using the AI interview. And I know, HireVue's been used for a while. Usually that's like a screening. I don't love that, but okay, a screening. But for the companies that are using actual AI for actual interviews, the fact that people have taken the time to submit an application, tailor their resume, do all of that work, show up dressed and ready, and you can't even spare having a human have a conversation with them, that's pretty disgusting. I'll be completely honest with you. I think that's pretty horrible.
Denise, you said it. Denise, you said it. AI is the new outsourcing. That's exactly what it is. And guess how companies are going to use it? And companies are going to do more or less. Companies are going to figure out ways that they can game the system. That's what people do. You give it a rules, you give people rules. And people will figure out how to take advantage of the rules. And the people who don't think about how to take advantage of those rules are going to be the ones that lose. So for all of you who are watching this, now you know the game. That's why I like to have these shows, because I like to educate you on what's going on in the real world as it relates to your career, as it relates to layoffs, because at the end of the day, it's a game. How are you going to play that game? You're going to sit back and you're going to play it like you were taught as a 18-year-old, 19-year-old, or even a 10-year-old. Be humble, go to college, get your education, get into this degree. Anytime you go to college, you're going to have a job. Are you going to play the game where you are going to go to college, if you're going to go to college, and be strategic about it, or you're going to go into a trades and be strategic about it, or you're going to leverage your tools to think and critically think for yourself and go out there and experience life and then have success? How are you going to do it? We see the game, and we're giving you the game every single day. Or you're going to be that person that, you're going to stay in corporate and you're going to love that you work for SAP, and SAP is going to be treating you well, and you're going to climb the ladder. You're going to become a general manager. You're going to become an SVP. You're going to become a C-suite executive and spend 30 years at a company. If you do that, just know you're going to have some pain. With the adoption and the change of technology and how it is so quickly advancing, you're going to experience some pain. That's why we exist on this channel, to share with you what that pain may feel like, but also other ways that you can lessen that pain. Other ways that you can lessen that pain is by doing what? Investing in yourself, investing into real estate, investing into a YouTube channel, investing into a side hustle, and doing Uber, doing Lyft on the side, preparing yourself for that hurtful day. Because if you put all your eggs in one basket, like the majority of people have been taught, it comes back to hurt you. It comes back to hurt you. And you're going to be wearing your badge on your sleeve. You're going to say, I've been burnt by corporate. I figured it out. I see what Antoine in the Elevate to the Unknown ladder climber has been talking about. He's always on these channels, man, always talking about layoffs, 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 layoffs. Not just about layoffs. That's just the hook, you guys. Because you want to know and you want to feel somebody getting the pain, because you guys love it. You guys absolutely love it. You love when somebody else isn't doing as good. I figured it out. I get more views when I talk about the negative stuff. I never wanted to go this direction. I figured it out, guys. I see why news sells. I see why people tune in to CNN and Fox, even though it's garbage. It's because you talk about the negative stuff, people are attracted to it. And people love to hear about layoffs. But the real reason that this channel exists is to help you through it. Guys, go ahead and book a coaching session with us, www.blkheights.com. And matter of fact, guys, I am going through a new updated brand. We are working on something. I want to get you guys' opinion on it. Before I drop off here, because I got a coaching call coming up at 7:30. I got 15 minutes, but I want to share something with you guys real quick. And I want your honest opinion. We are going through another rebranding. Okay? Let me get rid of this. I need you guys' opinion real quick. Let me get rid of this echo. Let me jump over to my email real quick. you know, every single year, I'm always thinking about how we can improve. And branding is very important. And I have my strategist helping me out with the next level of Black Heights and Elevate to the Unknown. And what we've come up with is next gen, because you know what? I'm helping to improve the next generation. So we've come up with Next Gen Heights as the new name of the website and the new brand. It's called Next Gen Heights. And he came up with some nice little logos here. Let me see if I can blow this up. Let me open this. I have a Google Doc. I don't know if it opens Google Docs though. PDF file. Oh yeah, it does. Help me with what you guys think the logo should be, or if we should go in a completely different direction. Here's A, Next Gen Heights. Here's B, NG, with the little forward arrow. You see that right there? Here's C, something a little bit corporate, NG Heights, right? Next generation. Here's D, NG Heights. Here's E, Next Gen with the little arrow pointing up. Here's G, NG. Now that looks like a 6, so we're going to figure out how to turn this into a G. But you see the little N here, you see the upward arrow, and then you see Next Gen Heights down here. You know, this is some work that we did to, get the N here and the G and the H here, and using some abstract, some squares or whatnot. This NG right here looks like something from Grand Theft Auto. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you, but it's there. There's another version of it, Next Gen Heights right here, with the little mountains, thinking about it from a standpoint of, something modern, but outdoors, and the heights being the mountains, and you see a little path right here going to the sun. Then you see this one, Next Gen Heights. Then you see this one, Next Gen Heights, with the little arrows on the side, a little modern twist. Then you see this one, Next Gen Heights, with a little red right here. Then you see this one with the green. I like this one a lot. Then you have this one right here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I tell you this, I'm a big fan of M. I don't mind L. But my favorite is D. My favorite is D. But I definitely want to get the opinion of you guys, because you guys are the crew that I've been rocking with for a long time. And we are on our way to 60,000 subs. And it's always good to get and put concepts in place, and you run them by some really good people, and I trust you guys. Danny says B. JV says B, the mountains are the green. Okay, I'm getting B. D. The second one looks like the best in my opinion. I like that. Okay, let's go. You guys are really engaged in this one. Okay, B, this NG with the red and the heights on it. Y'all like that, huh? I didn't mind this one. But what I did say about this one was, I like the logo, but it reminds me of, those car decals, like a turbo when you put so I grew up around the Fast and Furious, right? I love the Fast and Furious movies. And, I was one of those kids who, didn't mind a spoiler and a nice little muffler on a car. And then you would put decals on it, right? And you put decals on the window. And this reminds me of one of those decals from a aftermarket car company. Something that you would put onto a Honda Civic. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Now, I know many of you like this one, and from the chat, you guys like this one. My favorite is this one, D. My favorite is this one because it's clean. You got the N and the G and the white with the black on the back, and then you have the heights on here. I like that one because it's clean. But a lot of you, let me go back to what you guys were saying here. B and D. NC Realtor, I like you got a good choice. JM says, great show, necessary indeed. Danny says, D is good too. Put an arrow subliminally between the N and the G. Let me go back to that one, Danny. Let's see this. So you saying add an arrow in it? That would be dope. That would be dope. Okay. I see. I see what you're saying. All right. Damien says D. Trust my boy Damon. B, 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 D, G. Tech Back Trey says, then that's next level, dog. I like it. 100. Arrow. Tech Back Trey. That okay. Who else is in here? Who else is saying something? B, D, B, D, 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 B, D. Wow, people are attracted to negativity. I'm gonna tell you like this, JM. You have no idea. People are attracted to negativity. They love negativity, man. I figured it out. Christian Amber says A, L, and M. Christian likes A, L, and M. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Clean. Okay. I got you. I like that. You know what? I appreciate you guys' feedback, but you know what's coming. Let you guys know on a little something. We're going to do some major changes over here. Always improving. Every single year, we're making little tweaks and changes, and you know we're making ourselves open to a lot of things and a lot of opportunities. And next gen just feels right because who are we helping? The next generation. I'm a coach. I'm a sports coach. I'm a career coach, and the majority of people that I end up coaching are people that's younger than me, the next generation. Okay. And that's the decisions that I've made. I'm just like, you know what? Well, let's just change this whole thing up. Let's change this whole thing up. And that's where we at. That's where we at. Guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me in this on Mondays. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I am always grateful that you spend your Mondays with me, your Monday evenings. And I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate you guys just keeping it real with me, allowing me to share my knowledge and what's going on in the workforce. And you guys just sitting there listening to it and giving me some feedback. Yeah, you all are wonderful. I am just grateful for just the opportunity to be here with you guys and share that love. And sometimes I don't say that often, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You can be anywhere you want, but you're choosing to be here on a Monday night, watching me and listening to me talk about what's going on in the market and how it can potentially impact you. If you need any of my services, guys, go ahead and go to our website. Why, it's where it is right now, www.bokheights. That's going to soon change. And go ahead and book a coaching session with us. Click on the consult. If you need any help with your resumes or your LinkedIn's, you need help getting into the game because you're struggling on how to get in front of the right people. If you need help with your career on how to stay in a position with your boss to get promoted, book a coaching session with us. We've done it. We have the right people. I have done it for a number of years. I've helped thousands of people. Book a coaching session with us. www.bokheights. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this Monday. We will see you guys on the next one. And until next time, peace, guys.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on
Thank you so much, Jason. D Collabo, thank you so much. Danny, thank you so much, man. Lil Ernest, I appreciate you. Darkman Jeff, I appreciate you. Jason, I appreciate you, my man. DFTs, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Brother Damien, good to see you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Darkman Jeff, you in the house. Good to see you, my man. JM's in the house. Ant Dog's in the house. Anthony Arrington's in the house. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, NC Realtor. Thank you for being a wonderful mom. JYG, good to see you. JM, good to see you. NC Worker, absolutely. Thank you as well. I appreciate you. Hot Dog, Tech Back Trade, good to see you guys. I appreciate you, man. Denise was in the house. Brother Christian, I'm gonna be seeing Brother Christian on Wednesday night. Good to see you, my man. R3D, good to see you, my man. Kenny Barney's in the house. Good to see you, Brother Kenny. You gotta catch up, my man. Life of Cam, I appreciate you, brother.